of a Millionaire Mind. Um, and ever since I did, it's so good to reflect on, just to remind myself that I have achieved so much and it's awesome. Like, tried to think way back to like high school, from small wins to being like captain of the football team, and then just gradually building on things throughout, being promoted to a manager of a cafe when I was really young, having two beautiful children, having a home birth, reminding myself that I am so strong and I have done so many incredible things. Just small wins that have come across, getting my degree when I never thought I could study after high school, because I didn't graduate from high school, taking myself abroad and traveling. Every small thing that just, yeah, I felt like I stepped out of my comfort zone to do is on my list. And I reflect back on that list when I feel like I am so not good enough to be here doing this. And it's such a good booster and a good reminder that I can do hard things and I can get out of my comfort zone. And every win is a small one. Like every small win is a win, everything that is on my list. Yeah. So those are just a few that I put on my list. But yeah, yeah. And I'm still adding to it and still trying to think back about things that I have done. Just, yeah. But I find it really helpful.
Yeah, that's so cool. And it is good that you it kind of prompts you to think back more, doesn't it? And
Yeah.
find other parts of your life where you feel like you have succeeded, you have got those victories.
Yeah. Totally.
Cool. That oh shit, there's people waiting. Sorry guys. Um I forget about having to let anyway. Cool. Thank you so much, Courtney. So, Scott and Kat, hey, or wins are happily being active again on stories. Dozens of leads turned on the original ad that always generates and been back in the land of living up. Wait, been back in the land of living after harvest work. Amazing. Yay for turning the original ad on and getting a load of leads. Yes. That's a massive win. Flowing. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Hi, Katie. Hi, Abigail. During the work harvest, 12-hour days on the noisy machine, I learned a totally new way to manage conversations, and the difference in my DMs is huge. Ad turned on a few days ago, and a call. Yes, yes. I remember we were talking when you were on that noisy ass machine too. Yes, that's awesome. Go you. That's so good. I love it. So we're just sharing our wins. Anyone who hasn't shared a win for the week? I know you've got wins. Steph, you shared a great win with me earlier today. Abigail, I know we all know you got your page up. So that is freaking awesome because that was one of the tasks. Who completed or listened to the Secrets of a Millionaire Mind again? Who hasn't listened to it? I swear, you two in the corner. You got your ad up, so you're lucky you're not fired. If you haven't listened to it, it's going to change the game. I'm like mental on this. You've got to listen to it. You have to. It's a non-negotiable in your life next week. Scott and Kat, if you don't do it, I'm going to fine you somehow. I have the hugest list of catch-ups here for sure. Yes. Okay. Okay. Even if it's one thing. Nice, Mariah. You've been listening to it. Cool, 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 cool. So, okay, so some more of the tasks were getting up your business page and things like that. I know a few of us are still working on that, working on connecting business pages. Matt's gonna do a bit of a video on that. I'm just going back over our stuff from the last week. Cool, cool, cool. Lisa slash mum. My win this week was starting my energy shift by having a havening session. Yes. Awesome. Love havening. If you haven't heard of havening, get on YouTube, give it a Google. Also, Lara in our group does havening. So yeah, it's a really beautiful thing, and it's been a massive part of my journey as well. Okay, so we were going to have Jo tonight, but we don't because she's moved. If you didn't hear me earlier, she has moved into a new house or something, and she's got an internet issue. So we now have the beautiful Jo next week, and this week we're going to have the beautiful Marie. So Marie is in Brazil at the moment. If you don't know Marie, Marie is actually my direct upline. She's who I came into this business with, and she is awesome. She's a really beautiful soul. Um, Wait, someone's popping bottles down here. What's going on? See, if my win was choosing me this week instead of abandoning myself and doing things. Oh, in doing so, things took a big shift. Oh my gosh, my mouse. Cork popped out of the bottle. Yeah. Yeah. Awesome. It's pretty amazing when we have these big shifts, right? When we do choose us, or, well, I was going to say, or say no to something that is choosing us, saying no to something that we've been saying yes to for so freaking long sometimes. So maybe something that feels like we have to say yes because their family or whatever, whatever. When we do finally choose us and say, no thanks, goodbye, the bottle does pop and it's freaking amazing. So good. So celebrating you, Steph, that's awesome. So back to Marie. So Marie is my direct upline. She is from Australia, but and she currently lives in Brazil with her beautiful family. So they have been world schooling for 3 to 4 years now. Marie's been in this business for about 4 years. And because they're on a completely different time zone to us, I have already had a, um, a meeting with her and done a recording. So instead of me babbling on, I'm just going to share my screen, and you guys, we're just all going to watch the recording, and she's just going to tell us a whole bunch of good stuff. And then afterwards we'll come off and we're just going to go into a Q&A. We can talk about whatever you guys want to talk about, answer any questions. We can go into how the trifecta's set up, how the quad's set up, if anyone's not sure on that, or how to talk to people about it. Um, Anything that we're not sure on up to this point. So, just going to share my screen and hope that this works. Oh my gosh. All right, can we all see this full screen? Yeah. Hey, Marie. Thanks so much for being here. So, guys, we've got quite a few new people in here. So, people who won't know Marie, people that will know Marie. So, Marie, do you want to just tell us a little bit about yourself, where you are right now, your journey up to this point? We can jump into it.
Sure, absolutely. Thanks so much for having me. Hi, everyone. So, yeah, my name's Marie. I'm from Australia. We're currently in Brazil. We've been world schooling for the last couple of years. When I first started my business, that was my vision and dream, just to travel the world, be a full-time mum, be present with my kids. And that's what we've been doing. I've got a couple of positions in my Anagic business, one that's 6A, one that is 6A, but isn't qualified for the bonus yet. So this month it's happening. And then my other one's almost 5A. So yeah, pretty close to 6A too. And yeah, that's pretty much me, I guess. I've got two small kids. I'm married. There's nothing more I love than supporting others to get their time freedom back, vocation freedom, and to live their vision. So yeah.
Beautiful. So how long have you been with Anagic for?
Yeah, so about 4 years now. Yeah, 4.5 years, I think, coming up to that.
That's so exciting that you're nearly 602.
Yeah, thank you.
So good.
Yeah. Yes, yeah. Yeah. I guess like my first year was slow, but then the last 2 years, like almost in a year going 6A, and yeah, things get to pop here and everyone's timeline's so different, which is really incredible.
Mm,
Yeah.
I love that. And so you are very big on using the quad, the fast track, you call it the fast track strategy and the trifecta strategy. So that's something that we were going to dig deep on today. How do you weave that into your business, and also how do you put it forward to, prospective people coming into this business?
Yeah, totally. So I've got a couple of slides to share. I'll just bring them up just to make it easier to explain. And this is basically what I will do on a call with someone when they ask me, like, what's the best way to begin? And for me, my whole heart says the quad strategy is the best way to begin, because people start earning those 3 points of commission rather than the upline receiving those, and then you get to quickly scale to 4 points with the Ukon strategy after you do the renewals. So yeah, I'll break it down because it can be a bit confusing to understand if this is your first time looking at this. But yeah, basically, like if you started with one product, these are in Australian dollars, by the way. With your first sale, you will receive $400 back. And then after 2 sales, you'll go up to 2A, then 800. But then if you start with the quad strategy, the way that we do this is you open up your business within an ESPA, and then you sell yourself the other products. So you sell yourself the K8, the M Guard, but then the Ukon acts like another business in your business. So I'm going to try and break this down simply for you guys. But with the Anespa business, so in that one, you have Anespa, which you opened your business up with. You sold yourself the K8, the M Guard. That means your business is now at 2A when you opened the Ukon. So you've had 3 sales within your organization. Your Ukon acts like another business. So it's at 1 point of commission. Therefore, with all the sales that you get, you put them under your Ukon. So it kind of feeds in like a fountain. The top positions there, 2A and then 1A there, and then you start earning those 3 points. So yeah, like for me, I really love to break down with people, what is their monthly income goal? How much do they want to create? What are their visions? And so when people see this, like earning 3 points of commission, which is here 2,352 Australian dollars, they can see how easy it gets to be. And so a lot of people, when I share this, like they won't want to start with one product, they want to start with 4. And if they don't have the money to start with one, they would prefer to save rather than just starting with the one, because yeah, it's such an incredible strategy. And then after your Ukon renewal, that goes up to 2 points of 2 points, so 2A. Oh, no, after your 2 Ukon renewals, sorry, you start earning 4 points of commission. So that is without any sales within your organization, just your own Ukon renewals. So that ends up being $3,136 that you receive back. And then this quad strategy is the one that I recommend for people, because having an extra device is amazing. Just being able to loan an extra device out ends up paying for itself. In Australia, we were loaning ours out for $50 a week. So yeah, and then after those weeks, people would have their device for 4 weeks. They would choose to have their own device because they would drink the water, they would feel the benefits, and then they wouldn't want to give it back. So we estimated with that, it ends up being another $18,000 that you create in your business if you're doing active trials. So it's a really incredible strategy to have on the side. And yeah, we love it. Like this is the one that most people go for. And then here, if they sell this device, like this package, they also create $3,150. So again, like just getting clear on what people's goals are. What do they want to create? What's their income goal? And then just doing it. And then I also love to share this, like the fast track quad strategy, because it just allows you to see what is truly possible with this business. And so if you start with the 2K8 quad strategy, So again, like you open your business with the NSBA, you sell the other ones to yourself, but the Ukon is down here actually, so swapping that. But yeah, you create $822 immediately in commissions, which is pretty amazing. It's actually a little bit more. And then with your first 5 quad sales in your business, you receive $18,840 back in commissions. So it's pretty amazing. And then after that, so 11 sales in total, but 6 quad sales, because remember they're packages of 4. That's $54,820 you get back. And then after another 7 sales, you earn $100,000 in profit, which is really amazing. And when I saw this, I was like, wow, that's why I'm doing this business, to fast track my income, to really have the resources to create the visions I wanted in my life. And so it's a really, really incredible way to begin. So yeah, that's pretty much it, I guess. But yeah, and also like sometimes people will come up and say like, yeah, but it's expensive to start that way. And then it's like, well, just changing their mindset to see, well, actually, what's the return on investment? I don't know any other business model where you make 18 sales and you earn 100K back in commissions. Like, it's not heard of without any mortgages, staff expenses, all of that. So yeah, just plug in, go, drink the water, have the best products for life, and then yeah, people are all in. So yeah.
Love that. That's so
Yeah.
good. I also love, yeah, the extra KA as well. As you know, it's been like a big part of building my business as well, as even when I wasn't in the country, our extra K8 was stayed in New Zealand and continued to be rented out every month and made us a sale. So it was like we didn't even have to do anything. Not all those people became part of the business, but they all got the beautiful water in their home. So that was, yeah, totally worth it. And absolutely, it pays itself off real quick. So that was a really good one. And I really love that you love this strategy and you're so convicted with it because like you said, you've only been in this business for 4 years and you're very, very close to 6A2. And if you hadn't have used this strategy, it would take a lot longer for you to be where you're at, right?
Yes, well, I actually didn't start this way, and I wish I did. So, yeah, I think if I had started this way, I would have been a lot quicker because, yeah, there are ways that you can build your business, like opening Ukon 4A, 6A, or 2A, 4A. So, yeah, but I do, and that's the thing, like when I share this because I know from my own experience, like if I could go back, I would have started this way. And like seeing you, Holly, just like fast track your results and everyone else that starts this way, like earning those 4 figures of commissions from the get-go is incredible rather than the upline or other people receiving them. So yeah, I think it's the best way, definitely.
Mm. Yeah, I agree. I really love it. And I also really love um, putting an Ukon in your 4A lane as well. If someone's coming into this business and they're going to put an Ukon into their 4A lane, like you can be earning all 8 points of commission within like 41 sales, 41 single sales. So I don't know
Yeah.
how many quads that is. Quick math. Not that many, you know.
Yeah.
And something else that you pointed out, your first 5 quad sales, and this is in Australian dollars, so it's a little bit more in New Zealand dollars, is just under $19,000. That's actually your complete return on investment within 5 sales. And
Yeah.
yeah, like you mentioned as well, Marie, there isn't another business model like this.
Yeah.
It's
Absolutely.
Yeah, crazy, crazy. I know being a brick and mortar business owner that one business we've like lost hundreds of thousands of dollars, and the other one it's going to take us a very, very long time to get our return on investment unless we sell the business. So
Yeah.
this is crazy. There's no overheads. Yeah, it's a really, really great way to start. So what would you say? Would be maybe it was your first goal when you
Mm.
came into this business, or what would you kind of recommend for a first goal for someone who's new starting?
Yeah, as a first goal, I would say get to 4A as soon as you possibly can. I know, like, for me in my journey, like, I had a lot of stuff I needed to go through around confidence and self-worth and a lot of that. So, yeah, that was a massive thing that, yeah, I had to go through. And that was a journey of getting to 4A. Like, when I started this business, I thought it was all about like creating income. And then all of this stuff came up, like my self-worth, my confidence. So, yeah, I think just go to 4A, whatever comes up, let it come up, work through it, keep going. So yeah, but definitely 4A. And then it's just rinse and repeat. Find your strategy that works and just keep going no matter what. So yeah.
Speaking of strategy that works,
Yeah.
what is your strategy? How have you got to 6A, nearly 6A2 in this period of time? Like, what has been working for you? How do you run your business? Maybe you could show us your group.
Okay. Yeah. 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 So I started my business mostly offline. Like, I was doing a lot of water events and just focusing more on that. But then I just needed to find my strategy because I realized what my visions were, and they were to world school travel. So offline wouldn't fully align with me, like being in event spaces and doing all of that type of stuff. So yeah, that's when I looked into organic strategies, and then I started doing the organic group Facebook strategy. And there's an incredible training by some men in the US. I think they're called, I don't remember their names, Landon and Stapes, I think their names are.
Yeah.
Landon and Stapes. Yeah, but I learned everything from them. I just watched two of their trainings and I was like, wow, okay, I've got the download. I know how to do this. So yeah, but it all came back to my vision, like what I wanted to create. And for me, when I first started this business, as I said before, was world schooling. So I decided to create a group that would support other women and families to world school and travel, because they were my goals. And I was doing that, like doing offline sales, like I was getting income and we would travel, but I wanted to do it for like forever. And I wanted to actually do business with people that aligned with those things, like meeting up in different places around the globe, world schooling, having kids, like all of that type of stuff. So that was something that really aligned with me. And so I made a group about it. And then I started to find people that would want to have that group. Like, what are the pain points of people that want to world school and travel or be a mum, but be a mum that's at home with their kids and not have to choose between an income? So just finding where they hang out and then just creating those connections. And so, yeah, that's pretty much how it's grown. The Facebook group now has 1.7 thousand people in it, which is pretty amazing. And all of them are in there to learn how to create an income online. So, yeah, I think with your strategy, like, it's really about why you said yes to this. Who do you want to do this business with? And yeah, that's what I did anyway. And that's when I really found my huge success, because it was something that I was passionate about. And before, yes, I've always been passionate about the water and health, but like having visions and supporting people with those types of things is what really lights my soul up. So, yeah, and I think that's what made the difference in my life and my business and everything, because it all came together.
Yeah, it's
So,
very much an alignment for you. It's like
yeah,
an easy flow. So
yeah,
yeah, I remember coming into this group 18 months ago. Um, and I love it. I loved it as well. It's actually exactly what I wanted to do at the time. I wanted to world school, and I feel like that's how we found each other. Maybe on
we
some
did.
page, on some world schooling page, and then I came into your group, and I feel like um at what point, like how long had you been in Enagic before your business really started to pop, really started to explode?
Mhm. Yeah, I think it was back in 2000 and 2022, 2023. I think that's when I made those foundations for the group, and I just started to really go all in with it and just have a clear strategy, because before that I was just posting and I was didn't know who I was talking to, like nothing was clear. And so when I had that strategy, I was like, oh, okay, now I understand how to make this all come together in the pieces. And so yeah, and I think that's what really helped. But yeah, I think it was around 2022 that I made the foundations, and then yeah, 2023 is when everything just started to pop. So yeah, I think it was when I just went 4A. I was like, or on the bricks of going 4A, and I was like, okay, this is it. So
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
It's so
yeah.
beautiful to see that because I remember coming into that group and I think maybe there was like 250 people in there, which is an
Mm,
achievement in itself, doing, starting a new group and doing it. And so yeah, in the
mm,
last 18 months, it's just skyrocketed. And it's
yeah.
so cool. It's such a beautiful, beautiful group. So you got to 4A, and I guess maybe you've already answered this question, but I was just going to ask, like, why do you feel like your business popped once you hit 4A, or at that point in your life?
Yeah. Well, I guess because I didn't start my business with the quad strategy. So going back to that, but when I got to 4A, I was like, wow, actually you can make incredible life-changing income. Now I can see how like we can travel full time and world school full time. And so that was my motivator. I was like, geez, like 8 points of commission. I'm almost there. So it was, yeah, everything started to pop then because I could see how close my visions were. And
Mm.
I could see that I had a strategy and a plan to make them come to life. So that was my drive, and then also having a bigger vision, like supporting other women. So it all just aligned, it all just came together. So, yeah. And I think having purpose is massive with this. Like, always have sight of your vision, your goal, why you're doing this, and also the people that you want to impact and support, and being clear on that. So, yeah.
I was actually just going to ask you, like, what else do you feel is super, super important to have, or to know in your business to move you
Mm.
forward, to move that needle forward?
Mm.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, totally. And then just that clear, simple strategy, like keep things simple, have a clear, simple strategy, and just do it.
Yeah.
I think that's, yeah.
Simple strategy, purpose, know your purpose. And from what you've been saying, is I'm writing all this down, taking notes. Um, knowing who you're speaking to as well seems like it's really important.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yes, yeah, totally. Yeah, because that was what I was missing at the start. Like, I was doing great posts, like I felt my content was amazing, but then I was just speaking to everyone, which ended up being no one.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was like when I refined it more and more, like it just got better and better. So yeah, and that's just comes back to being your authentic true self, like just speaking your voice, being who you are, and people finding you from that.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been a journey for me with that, like finding my voice. Who am I? What do I want to create? Who do I want to impact? So yeah, I think it's a beautiful, wholesome journey,
Yeah.
all of it.
So that's how you feel like you found who you're speaking to, is to really just be in your authentic self. Because
Yeah.
um, this video is going to come out in a couple of weeks, and we have just done last week, we've been talking about our core values. So, a way that I was able to figure out who I was talking to was to know myself, was to write down
Mm.
my dreams and my fears and my values and my desires and my frustrations. And then the person who took me through that, once I dug real deep and got into that, she actually said to me, cool, that's your person who you're talking to. I'm like, this is me. She's like, exactly. You're talking to
Yeah.
yourself and everything that you want. Um, is there anything else that you would add to that that's kind of helped you figure that out?
Yeah. No, I think that's, yeah, just looking why you started this business. Like, what was the reason? Exactly what you said. Like, for me, for example, it was world schooling. So I wanted to world school. I wanted to travel. I wanted that freedom location to fly around the world and be like a bird with my family.
Yeah.
And so I knew the pain points because I had been going through them, all those frustrations, all of that. So yeah, when I post, it's from that conviction because I was that person. And even if you don't have results yet, it's just speaking about your vision. What are you going to create with that? And being convicted in your vision. So you don't actually have to have results. Like, you are one step ahead of all of those people just because you've said yes to this and you have a solution.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, just out of curiosity and fun, how many countries have you been to since you started in AJAC? Do you know?
Oh, I don't know.
Lots.
Lots. we've been to a couple of times. We've been to Thailand 3 times, I think. Brazil, I think this is 3 times as well. Now we've been here permanently, and then Italy, Greece, Spain, China, Japan. Um, where else? France. Yeah, quite a few. Yeah,
That's
but
pretty
yeah,
amazing.
more coming. Yes, yeah, yeah. We love to slow travel. Like we really love to learn about the culture and stay there. And, just yeah,
Yeah,
embrace everything rather than just fast travel. So
yeah, yeah. That's so cool.
yeah.
Um, how long did it take you to make your first sale?
I think it took me, well, my first month I wasn't I was posting here and there, but I didn't really do a lot because I was working a whole lot. We had a non-for-profit and yeah, we were just doing so much and I was working past midnight teaching. So yeah, I think when I actually started posting, it was about maybe 2 months in, 2 or 3 months in, and it was a trifecta to one of my good friends she's active in the business still. She had a little bit of a break, but now she's back. And then I'm pretty sure she was my first sale. And then after that, it was a water event, and this lady went on to buy 5 products. So, yeah, or even more, 6, I think now. She's got another product, and yeah, she's building the business offline. She lives in the island community where I started my business, and yeah, she's loving it. So,
Awesome. That's cool.
yeah.
Um, yeah, beautiful. Anything else, any value that you feel like we should know?
Hmm. Yeah, I don't know. I think that's pretty much it, I guess. Like, yeah, just stick to the journey. Like you've said yes for a reason. And yeah, just keep going no matter what. Like I know at the start it can feel daunting, but you just keep going no matter what. Keep your visions there. Hold on to them. Know like yeah, they're going to happen no matter what. Like, I really believe our visions are there for a reason. They're not there to torment us. They're there to say, like, this is what's happening. Just keep going. So, yeah, I think that's probably my main bit of gold. And yeah, just have fun, keep things simple and enjoy because that's why we're here, right? Never lose that as well, like to enjoy it because that's why we started. And I know sometimes with this, like life things can come up and all of it. But yeah, just enjoy every moment, learning, celebrate yourself as well. I've seen you've been doing that a lot, Holly. Like just celebrate every single day, every single post, every single lead, everything that comes in because yeah, this is an incredible life-changing journey. So yeah, definitely just do it and have fun and yeah, enjoy.
Cool. Thank you so much, Marie. How cute is she? She's such a good soul, eh? I love her. So I'm going to make a post inside our group where we can just ask questions just direct to Marie and she will answer them. But um, I've just been making a few notes throughout that, and if anyone wants slides like what Marie is using, I have New Zealand slides. You could make them into Australian ones if you're from Australia and you want to do that. Yep, cool. Sweet. We could do that. So I'll share those. I might share them in a Canva link. Actually, that's going to be easy. So then anyone, you can make them into your own theme, colors, whatever you want to do with that. And I'm also going to get hopefully the Lambton and Stapes video um, from Marie because I've watched that and it is really good. And there are a couple of onto it dudes. Otherwise, what was your takeaways from Marie? And do we have any questions? And if you want, you can just unmute and pop out or say aye and forever hold your peace and pop out. Ma, I can see that you're typing. You could just
Reactor.
unmute yourself. Ah, yes, go.
Are you muted?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Go.
We're waiting for somebody else. So she mentioned something. Thanks for sharing that. It's really cool to watch and a heap of insight there. So for me, there was something that she said. She studied a couple of guys to get a big lowdown on something. It was a Landon and
State.
State or somebody,
Yeah.
Link or something like that to go through and do that kind of learning. Because if she's taken a lot from it, so can we. And I'd like to.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's who I was talking about. I can't quite remember their names, but it is something like Lambton and Stapes. And it's a great video. So yes, I'll definitely try and get the link for that. From memory, it was inside TFE, which you probably won't know what TFE is. No, okay. Um, Another platform that's similar to Online Empires. Um, but anyway, I will ask her to see if we can get that link because yeah, it's a great watch. Yeah.
Really cool. So, what else do you reckon you learned from having a chat to her?
How you run your business through ads, right?
Yep.
That's the only way you currently run your business?
Yeah, that's why I ask about. I'm really, really interested, and that's why I'm here because you're an organic guru kind of chick, and I am not, and I'd love to grow that side of myself to really, really, really grab hold of that and get as much out of that as I can because nothing sells like being able to talk, right? So all the communication skills I've learned in this harvesting machine for the couple of months I was doing it's really helped and elevated my mindset so I can actually talk about stuff because it. I don't know if anyone else here can relate. If you were flat out asked, like we do a lot of traveling and camping and caravanning in caravan parks. So someone pulls up next to you, first thing they say is, "Hey man, what do you do?" Well, I say I live, but what do you say when you do? So does anybody else here have a drama saying, what is it that you do, Scott? Well, learning how to actually talk about that and fluently be able to very shortly but briefly educate and then ask, "Oh, so what do you do, mate?" And then flip the script back on them. It's taken months and months and months for me to get confident talking about what I do because where I started in a different community, not online empires, the communication skills weren't super supported and I just didn't gel. So for me, Brody's been brilliant. But the organic side of things, that's why I'm here because making ads, posts, commenting, and conversations in the DMs has been really fish out of water somewhat for me because it's so new. I'm a mechanic and I kick ass at mechanicing, but my hands are my sales, right? So I don't have to try and sell stuff. The phone just rings. So it's new territory for me. And I don't know if anybody else can relate, but that's been my development. That's why I'm here. So you like they call it your elevator pitch. What's your elevator pitch? If you're trying to sell it in an elevator, someone's probably not that serious. But the concept, like, can you talk about what you do? I couldn't for a while.
Yeah. I should have actually asked her that because we'd previously had a meeting with Marie, I think the week before, and this is something that she brought up as well. And I think that there's so many ways around this, and something that is a really good thing to go and do, and maybe we could have that as a task of this week, is to share how we would have that conversation when we're asked, hey, what do you do? In what ways? Because it depends who you're talking to. It depends like who, I can't even remember what I shared last time, but for me, it depends where I am, who I'm talking to. Is it a male? Is it a female? Um, we actually were in a sauna a few weeks ago and a guy asked what we do. Like it's so random where people come out and you just never know. Um, for me, it can be literally anything. It can be like if someone asks me what do I do? Um, I work online or I'm in affiliate marketing. Most people are like quite interested when you say I'm in affiliate marketing because they're like, no one's an affiliate market. I don't know anyone who does affiliate marketing. So this is quite interesting. Um, Something that someone said though is, and I might have already said this, if you're not interested, you're not interesting. So if you're feeling uncomfortable about asking that question, a little one-liner or like, I'm in affiliate marketing, what do you do? Put it back on them and give yourself a minute to breathe and think about whatever the fuck you need to say. Um, because people are wanting to speak about themselves. And something that we can do when we get uncomfortable is to word vomit. And then people are like, oh my God, I don't even know what they're talking about or what they just said or anything. So I think it's a really good idea that what you said, Scott, about going back to them and, hey, what do you do? Because it gives you a minute to relax, like mentally shake it off. Um,
It also gives them a chance to ask the question, because that's our job. We're supposed to ask questions to get them inspired to ask us another question. So that's been my conversation sort of development the last sort of 12 weeks, 12 weeks. It's been, don't just try and like your example of word vomit. I'm the king of it. Just shut up, Scott.
I think we all are though, because we're excited. Because for me personally, I love this product so much. I didn't come into this for a business. I came into this because I was having health issues, and I said to Matt, I want a water filter. Those were my exact words, and this is what I ended up with. So I'm really, really passionate about the product. So I've this whole way along found it hard to shut up about it, um, to hold back because I know what it can do for people. But I think what you're saying, and I totally agree, that giving people a snippet of information, asking them a question, and allowing them to come back to you with another question, because that's going to hold their attention. Um, the more questions you can ask them about themselves, the more they're going to feel that you are interested in them, and they're going to want to continue to have a conversation with you. I personally find talking about the water to someone who's new sometimes a little hard, because I'm so passionate and I don't want to word vomit over them, but I know how much it could help them. So I think for us all, I'm going to write this down. Matt, can you please write this down? I've just got my secretary over here. He's not allowed in the frame. Um, if we can all put a bunch of ideas together about what we say. Yeah.
Sorry, so I don't know if anyone's read GoPro by Eric Worre.
I don't know.
Don't know. So in that book, because he's an epic network marketer, and he talks about crafting your backstory. And he gave his example of his one. It was like, maybe 15, 20 seconds long. And that's what he'd use when he's introducing himself to anyone. So it's like you got it on tap, so you know exactly what you're talking about, where you've come from, what you're doing, and what you're about. Rather than having to try and come up with a different story every time, you can kind of maybe just slightly modify it for each person. Yeah, I've got to find that in that book.
Cool. So we'll make that a task so we can give some good examples that are really short. And then, we can all just be like, hey, I'm going to pick two and master that in my mind so that I can kind of make it fit for each conversation when someone does ask you.
And you're not having to try and think of a whole scenario. You can be like, right, this is not what I'm going to say, and this is what this person, this is the vibe I'm getting from them. So maybe I can just adjust this or tweak this little piece to suit this person,
Yeah. Does that sound good?
Reckon, yeah. I reckon. I think you gotta incorporate where you come from, why you've changed to doing what you're doing now, and what it is.
That's a story transformation is what will get people interested in you. People like to hear someone who's come from rock bottom to change their life.
Yeah. Or had massive health changes
Yeah.
as well. I mean, that's a form of rock bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, maybe I'll keep you in.
So for me, if I'm an ex-motorbike mechanic, I have my own workshop for 11 years and I ended up totally burnt out. 12, 15 hours became pretty normal to me and expected. I barely got time to spend any time with Catherine, to the point where I closed the workshop, sold the house, and now went traveling. It's not just then I found another way to make money. It just absolutely broke me. So someone who feels like that can relate and go, Jesus Christ, what did you do to get out of that feeling?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You can't help. How'd you do that? Bingo, we're having a chat.
Yeah.
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 And that you can feel that what you're saying.
Yeah.
It's really raw. You can feel your story. Just that. What was that? That was like 10 seconds, if that.
I always tell him he's going
Yeah.
round in circles with ad ideas and,
Yeah.
and that, and like your story is all they need to hear, because it
Mm.
other business owners and other families who never see the man at the house, and when they do, he's just you know. So yeah.
Exactly right. So
Yeah.
it's why you needed the change, what the change was, how it's helped you, and that and you can actually help someone else. Well, hey, I'm interested. How can you help me?
Mm.
That's it.
Yeah, I really love your ad. I see it. I see it. It's popped up so many times for me. And
Beach ad or the Grove ad? The retired at 40 or the one with the hernia?
Is it the one with
it's the one with the hernia. I
Oh,
think you're on a beach.
oh no, the other one is the beach ad, and that
yeah,
was the one that was just recorded out of nowhere, and it's got so much. The
yeah.
one he just, do you turn that one back on?
Yeah, I was just turning the olive grove with the hat ad off. So basically, when I had my own workshop, I was always worried about getting sick or injured. That one, right? I've turned that off because it was up to nearly $20 a lead, $20 a conversation, and now my on the beach one is basically
October 40.
point at the bloody camera. Don't scroll. Retired by 40. Yep, you. Want to know how I did it? Send me a message. We'll go through everything involved so you can start this as a lifestyle too, right? That's basically, I think it's 12 seconds. And people are bang, 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 bang. You give them a bit of a short story because you seemed like you had the shits. I guess you can kind of see a bit of aggression in that. I had the shits that day.
He did have the shit that day. It was my fault. I totally annoyed the hell out of him, and he just recorded it on the fly, and it got so many
Yeah,
people replying. It's not funny.
I think we would have had thousands of leads off that.
Yeah, but we had to step back from it with the 12-hour shifts, because we just literally couldn't keep up with
Yeah.
the people inquiring.
So for me, that's been the conversation creator, but I haven't been able to continue the conversation very well. This is what I've learned. So this is the first time I've really even said it out loud. It's what I've been implementing. It's like, wow, I'm having very different chats. And like I turned it on, I think Friday last week. So it's like, whoa, that works. This is pretty cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. So just from turning that back on, you're having really great conversations.
Yeah.
And it's only Friday last week, so it's only been a few days.
Yeah, there would have been. I think I turned it on late one night. I went to bed 2 hours later. There was already 7 in there. I went, wow. So I answered them in the morning. I think it was 17 or 18. By the time I woke up, I'm like, people should be in bed. Why are you up? So having a chat with all my new sort of ideas with conversations these last few days has just been like, yeah, wow, call booked already. And I've got a couple of little things I've got to put in there, like the lady that's entered a call. One of my type forms is due. One of my type form questions is, are you currently employed? And the next one's, are you looking at finance? Well, when they say, no, I'm not employed, and yes, I want finance, it's like,
Yeah, we got to change that up, because they need to know they can't do that.
just the little things. So anyone on the call, if you feel like you're hitting hurdles, we're all hitting hurdles. Then you hit the next one, and then you hit the next one, then you ask another question, and they help you a little bit more, and you hit the next one. Anyway, that's what we're here for.
Yeah, cool. I was just thinking about your questions. I am happy to take a photo of my form and share it in. Maybe one of the questions will help you, or same if you want to share your questions in, and that's what we're all here for. We're all here to help each other grow.
Yeah, I'll send that over. Easy. That's easy. I'll send you a type form. You can fill it out and take screenshots.
Don't ask for finance, but we can't help you.
Do you guys leverage like ChatGPT or anything for your type forms or anything like that, helping your ads?
I haven't too much, but pretty much what I did. My upline's Christian Frank, and he's 6A2, right? So his type form, I pretty much copied that. I went through the process. It worked very well with me. I never felt uncomfortable. I felt supported, and I bought, right? Why would I change that? These guys know more than me. I don't know anything about this field, and I thought I'll change it when it feels right. It still doesn't feel like I need to.
Awesome. Do what works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't do that like some other people that they copied his ad just about word for word.
Yeah, no.
That's horrible. Anyway.
It's really got to come from your heart, or your frustration. Like I imagine this ad that's working, you were feeling frustrated and you're talking about something that's making you frustrated, and other people are seeing your ad and being like, God damn it, that's my life and I'm frustrated too, whatever the emotion is. Maybe it's not frustration, but whatever the emotion is, I feel like that's really, really powerful. Okay, I'm just going to go and have a quick look at our chat. Oh,
Have a chat because I'm taking everyone's mind.
one takeaway I got was keeping it simple. Yes, yes, I was having that conversation today, actually. I think it was with Steph about keeping it simple. It's about finding, like you said, Scott, as well, it's about finding what's working for you and don't fuck with it.
Mm.
Just keep going. Keep going.
Yeah.
You know, my first ad, um, well, one that I started at the beginning of June or May, I'm not sure. Um, it kind of started to mature after 3 weeks. So that feels like quite a long time. Like it was getting great leads and I was having great conversations and we keep going, going, going. But it, it took 3 weeks to make my first sale from it. In my mind, I just kept going. Look, I'm having great conversations. I'm getting great leads from this. Just keep going, keep going. Don't change it because you just can't know. So I think that if you're starting a new ad or if you're starting a new way, whether it be online, offline, whatever, of doing your business, do the same thing for at least a month. Like, for example, if you were going to go and do markets and you're going to do it every weekend, do it every weekend for at least a month and then go back and have a look at what's happened over that month, how many conversations you've had, how have the conversations gone, how far have they gone, where have they cut off? Like, where are most of them cutting off? Because that's your problem point.
Yeah, and when that happens, you don't want to go and change everything, like scrap it and start from scratch. You want to sort of change one thing at a time so you can kind of identify what the actual problem is, problem area.
Mm.
Mm.
So, Marika, to come from an authentic place and refine, great communication and keeping it real. Yes, I love how Holly and Matt show up organic. The way that we show up on Facebook and that is for me, I don't have a right, I'm going to post every day or I'm going to post X amount of times a week and this is what I'm going to post about. I have zero strategy in how I post organically. I literally post what feels good for me. If I start to do a post and I keep getting interrupted or it feels hard, I don't do it. I just scrap it because I'm like, clearly I'm not supposed to do this. Um, that's just me. Thanks for being vulnerable, Scott. Just that what he said. Yeah, magic. Yeah, beautiful. Do we have any other questions or things we want to talk about? Nope. Okay, I have some notes.
Sorry. Okay.
Yeah, I just really loved what Marie said about, and we've mentioned it being having a simple strategy on purpose. What is your purpose? Knowing who you're speaking to, which we've gone over in our core values, and finding our voice. When we first start this business, it can be quite nerve-wracking um, to to come out and to start talking about something new. And personally, I think the more that we do it, the easier it gets. Um, I just realized that my other win was a coaching call that I did 12 days ago today. And if you haven't seen my posts about it, then the algorithm is whacked. Everyone should have seen my post about it today. um, damn, I just lost my train of thought. Finding your voice. So when I wrote this post that I've put all over all my social media today, before I hit post, my heart was going and I was all hot. And it was hard to press post. It felt hard, it felt uneasy. And I know that when it feels like that, that's growth. So I just thought I'd share that because That's it. That's growth when it feels like that, you know. So when we're trying to come out, we're trying to find our voice. If your kid keeps interrupting you and it's just not happening, then maybe that's not the post you're supposed to post. But if your heart's thumping and you're like, fuck, I'm feeling nervous about this, then you should post that one. Cool. All right. Well, if we don't have any other questions, or anything that we want to talk about, then we'll post and I'll make a post so we can all ask Marie questions and also post the tasks for this week. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, otherwise, have a great night.